Hey, what's up guys? This is Let from N02 Gaming, bringing you another Diablo 3 beta playthrough, and this is part 3 of the Barbarian playthrough. And right now we're working our way to the defiled crypts, and as some of you may know, in the previous versions of Diablo there was always the random dungeons that you had to search for, and you were never really sure which one it was, and it was pretty annoying. You either had to complete a quest prior to, or you had to just randomly search each one, or you could obviously do some sort of ordering to it, or you could get a map hack, one of the two. There's only 3 in this situation, but still, it's pretty annoying because they're rather elaborate dungeons. Granted, when I do it, I don't mind exploring it because I'm getting a lot of not quest items, but a lot of items, and those items can, like the magic ones, can be salvaged and broken down, and I can use those for materials. But as for right now, it didn't work out so well for the video because I wanted to make it as short as possible. And you can actually see there's a point that I ran out of space on my hard drive because I explored so many of the dungeons trying to get to the right one. I still haven't figured out a real pattern to it or which one to pick. But in the end, it doesn't matter. You know, it's XP, and you're gonna get a lot of items out of it, and in the end, it'll be beneficial. So I've been using a lot of the Ren lately. The damage isn't very significant, but it produces a bleed, and it's a decent dot. I'm pretty sure at some point it's either with that or cripple that gives a bleed effect, and then an exploding corpse at the end, similar to like the monk's exploding punch or exploding palm technique. Yeah. So then I remember that there's always this, or there's not always, but there's a good chance there's always a rare, unique mob out here. So I go ahead and kill him real quick, get a level up. Just running stomp. I want to get leap, and I'm making sure that each level up I'm trying different things. I'm not staying too static, and I'm adding all the runes in that become available, just kind of, for your guys' viewing pleasure. You can maybe pick something up. And I know that I'm not playing through all the way to level 13. Maybe I'll come out with the video later with that. I know I have footage of level 13 of all the classes. Unfortunately, the Diablo 3 beta is completely closing for the May 15th launch tonight at 2:30 a.m. So I'll try and get as much footage as I can for you guys from the other classes. Alright, so I'm heading into the new defiled crypt. Still looking around for the right one, and the right one is the telltale is usually grave robbers at the beginning, the ghost spirit grave robbers. When you see those, I mean, that's typically what I've run into as being the one crypt. But sometimes you have to go pretty far in to find them, and if you don't, you're still looking for them, and then you're like, man, where are these grave robbers at he was talking about? Well, you already searched the whole thing, you might as well keep going. And then there's benefits to going down these. Like I said, you get more items, and like here I am running into the treasure goblin, which is he drops a lot of gold, and gold actually becomes a viable entity within the game. And once again, ran out of space on my other hard drive. I have a ton of footage, and I'm trying to keep it all together. So, if you may have noticed, also I've sped up the film a little bit to shorten it. You don't typically run this fast, and the monsters don't go this fast either. But yeah, I haven't made any trips back to town really. As you can see, I'm pretty beat up. I'm out of potions. Maybe I have a couple. Nope, no, I'm out of them. But yeah. So I remember that the central point areas like this, there's usually an event quest, which is basically it's just they're randomly generated in the dungeon, and they're just like little optional quests that you can do and complete, and they offer small rewards, sometimes even great rewards. But in this case, it's fun because it's like a different little challenge, and it's like something you're not expecting, but you run into it and you're like, oh man, this is worth some pretty good XP and everything. So I'm going about. I'm getting my ass kicked right now, and I'm doing my best to avoid it and grab as many potions as I can without getting messed up. I'm trying to play like as much as hardcore as though I would play a hardcore character as possible. I'm not sure why I got so dim all of a sudden, but yeah. So I'm kind of running around here, just looking for the second level of the crypt, and now I immediately know that it's not possible for it to be in this area because I just ran into that the mini quest. So instead of looking for the obelisk to port me out, I head outside to the entrance, which was pretty close. And obviously now that I've done 2 of the 3 dungeons, that well, that's gonna be it. And I actually go back to town because I realize my inventory is full, and I would really like to kind of keep keep my amount of currency and gold so I can buy out some items on the next characters and maybe help them run through a little faster. So I'm selling some things. I'm comparing a little bit of items. Trying to go relatively quick here. What's actually pretty interesting about this that I really never noticed before in the Diablo series is, or any of the Diablo games in fact, is that merchants actually provide you with fairly usable items and weapons. Before it was just kind of vendor trash, and every once in a while you'd find something to be interesting to hold out for a, I don't know, like not mage plate, but like some sort of ancient plate or something like you're going to set up for a rune word. Otherwise, you've never really went to the merchant. So here's another rare mob that I found. They're adding different aspects to them, suffixes and affixes, basically meaning that they all have different abilities now. And we've hit on this earlier. And here's your ghostly burglar, your grave robbers. So kind of a telltale sign that we're probably in the right place. But as I was saying, the mobs have new attributes to themselves, and it's a lot of fun. I actually saw one in one of the Diablo podcast, where one that forms walls around you, and it makes it pretty intense, like you can't escape from it. So I'm definitely looking forward to doing that, running those kind of mobs. Excuse me. Something I've got to mention right now is that this game isn't typically looking like this. I've actually installed, and it's on the forums. Maybe I'll post a video on a tutorial on how to do it later. It's pretty easy, but installing I guess shader and detail refines, it just gives the game the darker, grim look that you got in Diablo 2. Personally, I didn't mind the new graphic art style, but it is pretty cartoony, if you ask me. And with these the new shader and everything, it brings out a whole lot more detail that I don't think you don't get with the original graphics. So this is definitely worth it. And I think I guess I'll post a tutorial on how to do it, since some people can't really read forms that well. No offense. Here's your first run into with your first sort of mini boss. He's just a rare mob that bursts through there. It's a little, it's kind of an event thing, and like, oh my goodness, he just blew through that door and now he's going to destroy you. But most classes make quick work of it. I've actually struggled once before on I think maybe on a demon hunter. I'm not 100% sure. There's just limited area to kite in there in that tiny little corridor, so you kind of you just gotta be careful where you're going, what you're doing, what skills you're using. Just cycling through the skills, getting these ones that you use now with the new runes. Like I said before, the new rune system it lets you utilize runes right away rather than just being a functioning system that you can only use later on in the game. I'm a big fan of the rolling thunder. It's a nice little you can jump in, do a quick stun, and then shift right click or shift click whatever it is, and you can just hit the AoE off into their cone direction. So getting ready to kill the one of the caretaker spirits to get the king's crown back. This is typically a lot harder than what it was. I don't know if it's because the new clobber rune added this type of stun ability. In fact, I didn't really read it. I just started realizing that I started stunning things, and I was having a little easier time killing stuff. Here I'm getting pretty close, pretty risky with not having too much health, and I gotta say it's a lot more fun this way than going and buying potions. You're always on edge. You're like, oh man, I can't die. As for the punishments, consequences for dying, I haven't really noticed any. I mean, it's probably because I'm sub level 10, but I'm pretty sure afterwards you're gonna start losing XP, losing money or something, or your corpse. But yeah, so that's the end of the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next video.